what is it outside? Kind of
Cloudy.
gloomy, huh? It's fall forward. We falling forward, right? It's a beautiful Friday. Nevertheless, we are here. We are living, breathing. It is your girl, Mecca Anderson, your wealth generator, your wealthpreneur, helping you get from one place to the next. You are here with us with Black Biz Los Angeles as we share the businesses within our community that enhance our communities, our families, and putting ourselves in position to create a wealthy legacy for our families, right? And we have today Miss Mavis,
Mhm.
um, Miss Mavis, as well as Miss Tanisha Collins, and we are talking about marriage mastery meetup today. We are talking about marriage and happiness, right? Because we see a whole bunch of stuff going on, especially on IG and Facebook, and we got it's just so much, so many facets, so many things that can have an effect on your marriage, on your relationship. And so we have some professionals here today to talk to us, to get us on point in our relationships so we can master it and live happily ever after, right? So with
Right.
that being said, welcome ladies. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're doing
Very,
Okay.
great.
very good.
Awesome, awesome. So really quick, I just want you guys to introduce yourselves in regards to who you are, what your platform is. Share with our people so that they can know where they can actually find you before we even get started about because they gonna want to know where can I find you. Okay.
All right. Well, I am Mavis McKnight. I am a certified sex coach, a marriage advocate, and a pastor's wife. And what I do is I help Christian wives and engaged believers to have better sex, to add flavor and spice to their sex life, and just to learn to enjoy sex with their husbands. And as far as my platform, well, actually, you can find me with my website is www.mavismcknight.com, and my email is askmavis@mavismcknight.com. And then of course you can follow me on Instagram at Mavis the Coach and on Facebook at Mavis the Coach.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that, Miss Mavis. We definitely want some better sex. We want to be able to enjoy it, all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. So Miss Collins, what's up, girl?
Hey, Miss Mecca, thank you for having us. I love teaming up with Miss Mavis. We have so much fun. We love talking about sex, love educating, um, the body of Christ, especially, but the world about the goodness of sex, that it was created by God for a husband and his own wife. And, we just have fun with it. So you can definitely find me on Facebook, right here on Facebook. Just search Tanisha C, and you will find me. I'm also on LinkedIn, Mrs. Collins. I'm on Instagram, Tanisha C. Also, the Sex Tour on Tanisha C. Mavis and I are together again on
Mhm.
IG, bringing you the tour and giving you all the good information about the beauty and the sacredness of sex for a husband and his wife.
Beauty and
Amen.
sacredness of sex. Okay. Well, let's go and get into it, right? Because just in this world today, everything is sexually driven. Hey guys, hey Krista, hey, is that
That's
T?
Tammy.
Hey
That's Tammy.
Tammy. Yeah, Tammy. Hi you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Um, Definitely, yes, you guys are both a blessing to the body of Christ. So yes, let's get into it. So marriage mastery meetup, right? So Um, why is it important to make sure that sex um it should be on the top of the to-do list, right? And within a marriage. I,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
I, I'm just I'm guessing.
well, for us, yeah, we do believe that your sex life should be the best part of your marriage, because of course God ordained it, God created it, and it's so full of pleasure, and it's just something that to me is the glue that holds the marriage together. So I think that that's one of the main reasons why it should be at the top of the list. And there's one other reason that I really think is important is when couples uh, commit to each other to be there to fulfill each other's sexual needs, then that cuts down on that temptation to step out on your marriage, which is oh so important because there's really way too much of that going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I,
tell me this. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to add a little bit to that. I totally agree with what she said. Um, I don't think of it though as the top of the list. It's I don't think of the things in marriage as a list.
Mm-hmm.
I think more of kind of like maybe a fluid line. We go to seasons, but sex is definitely important. Um, and sex is also a tool to use anytime you have some
Oh, I'm sorry. You're breaking up. I don't know, Miss Mavis. Are you saying?
Yeah, she's breaking up. I can't understand anything she's saying.
Yeah,
I'm so
I heard.
sorry.
Yeah,
I was
we
going to
can.
say that an instant connector,
It's an
connector.
instant connector. So yeah. So you
Yeah,
said it's a fluid, forever moving tool. That's what I
yes.
caught
Ooh.
out of
Yeah, see,
what
I
you
didn't even
said.
catch that, but yeah, I like that.
I was listening closely because this is so important, right? Hey Kim, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, so that's what I did catch within the breakup. But that you said it's not like a list of a to do list. However, it is like a fluid, forever moving tool to and what I missed the last thing that you said.
A connector,
A
an
connector.
instant connector.
Okay, connector. Okay. So yeah, so what is your philosophy or what are your thoughts on your philosophy on when one gets married? Because usually in a marriage, there's cycles that we go through within a marriage. How do you keep that connection, and because you don't necessarily want it to be the same, however you do want it to flow, you want it to continue to flow, at least if not at a better level, but at least at the same level when you got started in your marriage, right?
Yeah, yeah, you do want it to be at a better level. And some of the things, that we do is we just get creative. And we first have to, like I said, I know everybody has their own philosophy about sex and where it rates in the marriage. But for us, because it's the most important part of our marriage, we spend a lot of time in it. We spend a lot of time being creative, a lot of time trying to sex each other up and outsex the other. I'll put it that way. Yeah. So that to me is is what's important. I just should put it that way. That to me is what's important.
Okay. So why do you find that most people don't like that becomes an issue within a marriage? I'm in a couple of married groups of women, and that's a huge topic of discussion in regards to sex. So a lot of times women the society believes that that it's usually the men that's not getting what they want in sex. However, by the numbers in these groups and the women that's commenting and saying they're not getting what they need or desire in their marriage sexually, um, shoot, I didn't forgot my question. Why is that? That was the question. I like what because what I'm saying is, so why is that? What is happening in the marriage to where women are not getting what they want? How do you diagnose that? I guess that's the question.
They're not having the conversation. I like talking about communication because everything in your marriage revolves around how you communicate. Are you communicating effectively or are you miscommunicating? And everything requires a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What we want because we're not saying what we want. A lot of times, when I'm talking to women, they're like, "Well, he should know that." Uh, no, he's not God. He is not God. That is the only
Not a
person
mind
who
reader.
can read your mind. So
Hmm.
to say, I like this, I like that. Avis and I can give you tips and games and fun things to be able to bring that to your spouse, to be able to
That's
say
right.
those things. Because yeah, you might be shy, you don't want to come out and say some stuff, but we can show you how to make it fun, how to make it intimate. And growing sexually together is such a connection and a bond that strengthens your relationship. So if you think of it as something fun, if you think of it as building your relationship, then you won't have a problem having the type of conversations you need to have so that your husband or your wife is not, you're not putting them in God's place as your mind reader.
Hmm.
Right, right. And so what I also find just in conversations, men actually prefer for you to, well, some men prefer for you to tell them what you actually like because they would like to please you, right?
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely right.
I mean, in a especially in marriage, right? Because that's what we're talking about. In a marriage, men, your husband wants to please you because, as you said, Miss Mavis, before, it basically cuts out on the temptation. And
Hmm.
as we know, just in this world, there's a lot of temptation around us,
Yeah,
right?
very much so. Yeah, and it's very important for the husbands or the men to please their wives, if they're good men, of course. And I look at it like, if you share with him what it is that you like and he can please you, then that's benefiting you and him, because if he's pleasing you, that he's like he can beat his chest and be King Kong or whoever he wants to be, and that really does a lot for a man, for your husband. I'll put it that way, for your husband. So that's another reason why it's really, really important for you to be able to speak up and say what it is that you want. And and let me just add this: in order for you to say what you want, you have to get to know what you want. You have to discover for yourself what it is that you like sexually, so you can just share that with your husband. And I had responded to a post recently, and I had said I wouldn't want my husband to be fumbling all around, and annoying me because he
Well,
don't know what
she
he's
said annoying.
doing. Yeah, annoying me because he fumbling and doing all this other stuff, where I could just as easily share with him what I like, and then we'll both be happy.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes. Did you want to add to that, Miss Tanisha?
I love her. Don't be fumbling over.
Girl, I was gonna repeat that because that's so funny. I don't need you all over there fooling around annoying me.
Don't annoy me with that. Please me.
That's
But
so funny.
she is
Okay,
right.
wait, that is too funny.
No.
However, and I think what I would like to add is that I believe when you do please your man and you knowingly pleasing your man, I'm sorry, your man pleasing you, when he knows how to please you, naturally you are becoming more pleasing to him. I,
Hmm.
I, I believe, and I think that's just like a natural thing that happens when you're able to please each other on those levels. And
Hmm.
that's funny. Don't be fumbling around.
Don't be
No.
fumbling.
Miss Davis, that's a
Not at
t-shirt.
all.
That's a
Hey,
t-shirt, Davis.
thank you, Mecca. Thank you very much. I'm gonna put that on my
you
note.
know, you know, don't be fumbling
That's right.
around. But yes, so
Oh
good,
goodness.
so good. So, the marriage mastery meetup. Tell us about that.
Well, we are all getting together. It's Tanisha, myself, my husband, and Ernie and Rana Kaysen. I hope that's how to pronounce their last name. We are all getting together, and we are going to share with couples how they can love each other like crazy, how they can bring their communication from bad to brilliant, and how they can take their sex life from a funky fizzle to a sexy sizzle. And that's all the three topics that we're going to be talking about on Saturday. And
Nice.
yeah, the Casons are going to talk about loving like crazy. Tanisha's going to talk about communication, and I'm going to talk about, let's talk about sex, baby.
Hey,
Hey,
I
yeah.
love that.
And it's going to be a lot of fun because you're going to have a lot of
Yes. So
information.
this
Yeah,
is a live event. Is this in
it's a
person
live
event?
event. It's in
Okay.
person. Yes.
And do you have to pre-register for this, or how does that work?
Yeah, you have to pre-register. The registration actually closed at 3 o'clock today. But
Oh,
if there's anybody that still wants to register, of course, we will be happy to open it up again for that person. And I have to say too that we do also have a sponsorship. We still have a sponsorship that we want to give away. So if there's somebody that's listening, if they're in LA and they're going to be available tomorrow to attend the meetup, then they can just message me personally. You don't have to put it all on in the public and put it on blast. You can just
right.
message me personally, and then we'll get you registered.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay. So, okay. It says, okay, they mentioned. Okay. So Fernando wants to know if they can message Black Biz LA page to do that, to get that information.
Yeah, as long as I get the information, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
So
Hmm.
yes. So we would love for you guys, if you have missed out on registration, they are actually opening it back up for you to be able to attend the marriage mastery meetup. This is a question. Is it individuals or couples only?
Well, both. At first, it was just for couples, but we found there was interest for people that are in long-term relationships or just relationships, period, or the people that are single and hoping.
Right.
So for us, the information is what's important.
Yes.
If you want the information, more than welcome to be there.
That's awesome. 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 Sounds exciting, ladies. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Okay. So I missed those topics. Loving into crazy. Is it
Loving your spouse like crazy.
oh like crazy?
Hmm. Taking your communication from bad to brilliant.
Oh, communication bad to brilliant.
Hmm. And then up leveling your sex life from a funky fizzle to a sexy sizzle.
A funky
Sexy
fit.
sizzle.
A, you can't be fumbling around.
Not
Right.
at all.
From the
That is not
sexy
sizzling.
sizzle.
Too funny, too funny. I truly love what you guys are doing, because a lot of times people are ashamed or not necessarily ashamed, but I guess because it can be it's a private thing to talk about your sex life, right? You don't want people to know what you got going on in your bedroom. However, if you don't have the conversation, then you can't get help, right? If you don't have conversation, if you're not getting um oh, that he said that's a t-shirt too. Funky fizzle to a sizzle.
Yeah, yeah, I saw
Let's
that.
go
Yes,
with
Yeah.
the merch.
absolutely.
Let's go
That's
with
two
the
t-shirts.
merch.
Right.
Yes.
That's a
Okay.
t-shirt too, right there.
Oh, Tanisha, and yours is sex and marriage is a fluid, forever moving tool and
That's
connect.
right.
That could be a t-shirt too, right? You get that merch going, because that is that these are
Yeah.
all truths, right? Nobody
Right.
Hmm.
wants you fumbling around, and we need that connector. We definitely
Absolutely.
need that connector in marriage, and just being able to, I think if you're not communicating on any level, sex can kind of rejuvenate that communication. It
Yes.
right, it can reconnect you to
Hmm.
get you back
We,
talking. So how do you, as you know, because we, as married people, we, you get to having conversations, and you get to having disagreements and so on and so forth. How do you get out of that space of we ain't really talking, I ain't really feeling you, right? I'm not
Woo.
really feeling you right now. So you being all lovey-dovey, how do we deal with that?
well, we're believers, right? Okay. So see,
Okay.
we all here are saints. We
Yeah.
say serve Jesus. So what gets you back talking is, wait a minute, I wasn't supposed to stop talking in the first place, because that's not what Jesus would do. So
Mm-hmm.
in my workshop tomorrow, you have to
Mm-hmm.
come on and register. My workshop tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you would do that. You know, ways, what to say, how you're acting. All that is what we're going to cover tomorrow in my segment. How you going to get,
That's good.
how you you stop doing that? What do you have to do in order to stop doing that? What do you need to do next? Step by step. Me and Mavis, we give those steps so that you know exactly what to do when you leave the marriage
Mhm.
master meetup.
Oh
That's right.
wow. So what time is this? What time is this meetup?
It's at 9:30. It's from 9:30 a.m. tomorrow to
Uh-huh.
1:30 p.m.
Oh,
9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Yes.
I was sure about to try to attend. I have a training in the morning. Golly, I would love to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
And
my
that,
goodness. But guess what, guys? You can still register, right? You can still register. Where do they register at?
I can drop the link
Please drop it in,
in
yes,
the
or send
chat.
it to Fernando so he can put it in the chat as well.
Okay.
Um, where
Yes,
did you guys go?
Fernando should have the link. That would be great if he could just go on and on one of the posts and just drop it into the chat.
Okay, so yeah, please
That
can
would be
if
great.
you can, Fernando, that would be super awesome to share with our folks here at Black Biz Los Angeles, because we are a community of connecting, right?
Hmm.
Resources, and this is a huge resource. This is like, solidifying the foundation of our communities, because it starts at home. It starts with the parents. It starts with them being together in unison, and what better way to do that through the sex, right? Like,
Hmm.
what better way to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that?
One thing I do want to say that's really, really important. I know Tanisha's going to share some information tomorrow, but one thing that I want everybody to remember when you're having these issues in your marriage, that forgiveness is like number one. You cannot hold on to unforgiveness. You absolutely cannot. It hurts you. It hurts your husband. It hurts your marriage. It hurts your family. So if you're holding on to unforgiveness, it's going to be hard for you to move into any of these areas that we're going to be sharing tomorrow. So I really want people to understand how important that is.
That's a word right there. And so we have a question here. Hey, Cerulean, how you doing? Question is, any advice for newlyweds and spouses dealing with grief of death of a loved one impacting their intimacy?
Whew, that's a hard one. Yeah,
Um,
I can't speak on grief. All I can speak on it was my experience, and it was not fun for me because I wasn't the one that lost a loved one, but my husband was, and it just wasn't a fun time. It wasn't good. It was nothing that I could do or say that really kind of worked or changed anything. It just the time just had to just heal whatever it was. So,
Time.
and that was just my personal experience. I don't know if someone else has some other suggestions, but for me, I just know that that's how it went.
I
Tanisha, did
do.
you?
So a little bit of clarification. Uh, it says grief of the death of a loved one. Is it like a parent? Is it a child? Or is it talking about a spouse? So,
They're talking about
So
a
okay.
parent or child or a family member. That's what the way I'm understanding it. They're talking about
Yeah,
a family member that it
yeah,
impacts the intimacy between the husband and the wife.
right. That's my understanding as well.
okay. So with a parent. Okay. So with the death of a parent, thank God well, yeah, we have. My husband's father passed, and I think I cried more than he did. But it's bonding and growth in that time. But people are different. So if you have a spouse who has lost a parent and they are pulling away, what I would suggest you do, of course, is pray. Pray for them, pray for your relationship, and to continue to initiate intimacy. Maybe at the first time they may not be interested, but maybe the next time or the next time it will. Chris and I always say sex makes everything better. If we're sick, we still have sex. If we're mad, we have sex. If we're sad, we have sex. If it's been
Yeah.
a stressful day, we have sex. We have just made everything like, makeup sex, I feel tired sex, I feel great sex, celebration sex. We have a title
I love that.
That's
all
definitely
it's all of
a
it.
new perspective.
And
Yeah.
just so we have those, and we just made those just like unspoken rules in our marriage. So, like he's sick right now, but he's gonna be taken care of tonight.
That's a
Not too long.
T-shirt, Tanisha.
I'm gonna be on time. Look,
Look, that's
I'm
a
gonna be
T-shirt.
on
Come on
time
now.
tomorrow. So not too much. But
Yes.
I would really encourage you to keep up your level of intimacy. To definitely, I mean, pray overtime for them because they are hurting. And for newlyweds, I would suggest that when people say, "Oh, the honeymoon phase is going to be over," don't believe that. I'm still in the honeymoon phase. I've been married for 28 years. You can still be in the honeymoon phase as long as you put the work in it and as long as your
That's
mind.
right. That's right.
So,
Hmm.
newlyweds, you never have to come off your high because in Christ, I don't know about anybody else, but we're in Christ. So in Christ, you go from level to level, glory to glory. And in God, you never reach a plateau. It never stops. So if you're in Him, then your level of intimacy, your level of enjoyment, your level of peace, your level of joy, it never ends. So if you start building that level with your spouse, it just continues as long as you continue to put in the work.
That's good.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. So lots of prayer and keep the party going.
The part.
That's right.
Right, right. And so how would that be the same when there is a um when there is a I want to say interruption, but I would say when someone has cheated in the marriage, right? Would that be the same recommendation? Prayer, patience, and keep the party going?
We can keep the party going after we have gotten everybody checked out because it's got to be some safety. If once you step out of the relationship, like Mavis said, you have to be in forgiveness mode all the time.
Oh yeah,
You're
I love that.
already ready to forgive. If you
Yeah.
decide, because hey, that's a biblical reason for divorce. Okay, if you decide to stay married, then you have to walk in that forgiveness, and you have to together commit to do the steps and the work necessary to get back to where you were to go up higher. So there's going to be steps when both of you are ready to keep the party going. You just can't like, let's just hop back in there. No,
Right.
because
Right.
you broke it. You broke it. So now it's
Mm-hmm.
like you're starting all over. You have
Mm-hmm.
to get back. You're here. Now you got to do this. And before you can have sex, maybe you can have sex in here. Maybe it has to be closer. It depends on how both of you are feeling because it's got to be both of you working, both of you, really peeling off those layers and getting down back to where you're vulnerable with each other and it's comfortable to be able to connect in such a physical way.
Awesome. Good stuff, ladies. Good stuff. So, outside of the marriage mastery meetup, are there any other events or things that you guys have going on that you would like for our audience to know about and be able to participate in?
Well, yeah, I do. I have my Saved and Sexy, Ultimate Saved and Sexy virtual workshop coming up November 1st through 5th. And I am going to be promoting that. I'll have some flyers, at the meetup for people. I'll also share the link for people that want to register. But it is a 5-day free event that I do online, and it's all about sexual freedom in marriage, helping women to first get the right mindset, then helping them to learn about the 3 levels of sexual freedom, and then helping them to learn that conversation about how to have better sex, so the better sex conversation. So that's what I have coming up.
Awesome. Awesome. So, yes. And so for you, Tanisha, what about yourself?
So for me, this month, I after the Marriage Mastery meetup, I will also be launching my small group coaching um, group. So if you want to get in on that, I can send links for that. So that will start, I think it's the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
And in November, I will be promoting the marriage minicon as gifts that you can give to your favorite couples or to yourself. But it's the replay of the marriage minicon that we had in the summer. That was fire.
Yes, it
Okay.
was.
David put together
We.
that, and it was fire. And so I really believe that conferences like this, um, any type of aid that's going to help you, I call it a marriage support. And those are very vital
Hmm.
to the success of your relationship. So what better to give in November for Black Friday and for, Christmas presents is to help out, your brother or sister who look like they are not too happy in their marriage, or they are happy in their marriage and everybody wants to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Right.
It's we're not saying you have to have a conference or a retreat or whatever if your marriage is bad. You want to make it the best. You want that
Yeah.
A+. You want to keep going. And if it is bad, you want the help to get out. You want the help to make it back. You want to have that fire in your marriage. So
Yes.
that will be offered in November and December.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Yeah, this was a wonderful conversation, right?
Hmm.
So you
Yes.
definitely want to share it with your friends and family. You definitely want to replay it yourself to get some of those tools that you may have missed. Um, and soon enough, we'll be seeing that merch from Miss Tanisha and Miss Mavis with these
That's right.
t-shirts, right? But yes, we want you guys to have a very safe weekend, a very safe marriage. And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in to Black Biz Los Angeles.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Miss Mavis. Thank you, Miss Tanisha. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you.
You guys shared so many tools and nuggets today. Um, Again, you can click that link there to still register for the thank you, Cerulean, for tuning in and being a
Yes.
great support to our Black BSLA. But yes, you guys click the link to still register for the Marriage Mastery Meetup. You see, these ladies are dropping real nuggets to enhance your relationship with your spouse. Shoot, it's a real thing. And as long as you're gonna be with your spouse, you might as well make it a good thing, right?
Might as
And
well.
so you guys link in and just follow these young ladies because they'll help you make sure to keep it a good thing. So with that being said, you guys have a fabulous weekend. And we'll see you guys next week here at Black Biz LA. If you have not, if you have not, once again, if you have not been on Black Biz LA Feature Friday with your girl Mecca, you got to tap in, right? It's an opportunity to have a conversation about yourself,
Yeah.
right? About what you got going on. How can you help the community? How can you help the Black family? And so you guys have to tap into that, to the resource amongst the other resources that we've had for our group. And so, with that being said, guys, we love you and we will see you next time. Thank
Yes.
you.
Bye
Bye.
Thanks,
bye.
guys.
Hey, bye bye.